In the time of roses, when the sky turned honey soft and the winds whispered secrets only lovers could understand, I met you. Not in a blaze of fire or beneath a vaulted star-crowded sky, but simply quietly, as dew meets dawn. You were there, breathing like the earth itself, steady and unaware of your own gravity. I saw the world fold around you in reverence, as if time remembered something in your presence that it had long forgotten. It wasn't love at first sight. It was something deeper, slower, more relentless. It was like an old song I hadn't heard in years, but knew every word to. Your eyes weren't storms, but the calm after them, the kind that leaves the world rinsed clean and waiting. And I, foolish with hunger for meaning, listened to you with the part of my heart that still believed in magic. Even now, I recall that first moment the way flowers remember sunlight. There are encounters shaped, not by fate or chance, but by necessity. You were necessary. You were what the roses waited all their lives to bloom for. There were no fireworks, only the warm hush of something beginning, sacred and unspoken. Days lengthened when you smiled, as though time bent to accommodate your joy. I started marking my hours by your footsteps, listening for the rhythm of your voice like someone might listen for a pulse in the quiet. You taught me that presence is a form of poetry, and attention, a kind of love. We never said the words right away. It was in how we poured tea for each other, in how you touched my shoulder lightly when I laughed, in the way our silences stretched comfortably between us like well-worn threads in a quilt. You were the warmth I didn't know I missed, the peace I hadn't known I was at war with. The roses bloomed wild that year, as if echoing the lush chaos in my chest. Every petal, a breath caught, every thorn, a memory sharp and worth the sting. If love is a garden, then surely I became a gardener overnight, tending every look you gave me like rainwater, storing every glance as if winter would steal you away. The nights grew fragrant with possibility. Even the moon seemed gentler, casting its silver over us like a benediction. Sometimes we'd talk for hours beneath that pale light, your fingers tracing patterns on my arm, small galaxies unfolding with each touch. You had a way of listening that made me feel like I was saying something sacred, even when I was only rambling about the weather or the softness of your hair. It wasn't grand or cinematic, it was intimate, intricate, a weaving of glances, of shared breath, of laughter caught in the throat. We made promises without realizing, building something out of tiny kindnesses. I started to dream in your language, in the warmth of your name on my tongue. And oh, how easily my heart adjusted to its new rhythm, beating in tandem with yours, syncopated sweet. Sometimes love arrives not like lightning, but like the sun slipping gently over the horizon. You don't notice the exact moment it begins, only that suddenly, you can see everything more clearly. And there you were, my sun, my soft storm, my rose in bloom. When you kissed me for the first time, I didn't feel fireworks, I felt foundation, as though all the tectonic plates in my soul shifted into place. It was the kind of kiss that felt inevitable, like the answer to a question I hadn't dared to ask. You tasted of spring and certainty, of every poem I'd ever tried to write, but couldn't finish. My hands trembled with the weight of what we were starting, but your touch steadied me, as if to say, I'm here, I'm real, and this is only the beginning. That kiss unraveled every lonely thread in me, rewove it with hope. From then on, the world seemed brighter, not louder, not busier, just clearer. I could hear birdsong more acutely, feel the blush of morning on my skin. You brought me back into my senses, the way lovers do when they remind you that being alive isn't just breathing, it's feeling. And I felt everything, all at once. Fear, wonder, awe, joy. But most of all I felt held. And maybe that's what love really is, a place to rest when the world feels too sharp. We walked through the seasons like pages in a book, and each chapter was sweeter than the last. Autumn found us collecting stories like fallen leaves, our laughter crackling like fires in the hearth. I remember how you held my hand in the cold, slipping warmth into my palm with that quiet magic you carry. And when winter came we didn't mind. The frost was just an excuse to press closer, to drink each other's warmth like tea steeped in longing. You always said love grows stronger in the quiet, in the slow rhythm of ordinary days. I believe you now. Even our silence had a pulse, a heartbeat I learned to count like rosary beads. I'd wake in the middle of the night just to watch you sleep, marveling at the stillness, at the trust in your breath. And when you dreamed, I hoped it was of me, that in some corner of your mind, I was as cherished as you were in mine. Because by then loving you wasn't just a feeling, it was a truth, a vow written in the sky, in rose thorns, in time itself.